ready for our headliner tonight. She is a lesbian empty nester. She is hilarious. Very funny, Mary Huth.
Hello, everybody. Give it up for all the comics that went up before me. So funny, and give it up for yourselves for supporting live comedy. I mean, we could do it without you, but it would be a lot less fun, I think, probably. So, as Denise said, I am a lesbian empty nester. I have 20-year-old twin boys. I imagine I'm not that much different from your moms. I just prefer a dick you can rinse off and put in the dishwasher. Amen. Don't yuck my yum. I am a lesbian. My pronouns are she and carbs. I've been on a bit of a cheat decade. I'm gonna get back to it, I swear. I'm gonna get back to it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm also biracial. I am 1/2 Japanese, 1/4 German, and 1/4 Swedish. So I'm essentially like sashimi with a side of schnitzel. I mean, I am a human manifestation of a labradoodle. And I am Asian, but sadly, I am just white enough to be aging poorly. Every morning, I get up and my face is like some kind of jellyfish that washed ashore. I'm just watching it melt, It's like so sad. So, my partner and I have been together for 28 years. She's put up with this shit for 3 decades. I think there's like some kind of Nobel Peace Prize or something she should be eligible for. But, I always find it funny, there's all this like relationship advice that you hear. And it always seems, some of it seems a little ridiculous to me. Like, my favorite one is do not let the sun set on your anger. I think that's a little cruel. Because how is she supposed to know just how pissed off I am if I let her go to sleep? So I actually find, from my experience, there are 3 immutable laws to maintaining a long-term relationship. The first one is very obvious and very simple. Find someone who enjoys performing oral sex. Like seriously, and for the people who are rocking clitorises in the audience, I will tell you, find yourself a woodwind player. Like preferably if you can find like the reeds, like clarinet, oboe. My partner was a professional clarinetist. 28 years. Things slow down, but you gotta keep it interesting. So, yeah. And then, so the second one, super easy, super quick. Don't criticize the driving. Like, if you have to bite your freaking tongue until it bleeds, do not criticize the driving. Because you want to 100% guarantee you're gonna have a crappy time when you arrive. That's the way to do it. Okay, and then the last one is the most important, very simple. Say thank you, I don't care if I put down a tuna fish and peanut butter casserole in front of you. Just say thank you, Like, we do have a rule in our house. Like, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it, but you must say thank you. Like, I'll give you an example. My partner loves Brussels sprouts, okay? I think they smell like farts. Because they do, right? Actually, I will eat a Brussels sprout if it's fried. Shit, I'd probably eat a dick if it was fried. So, I like making I'm a mom, and my children came out, and when they started breathing air, it was out of control. I mean, they had so much energy, you know, and I had to like run them like dogs to kind of bleed the energy out. And so we enrolled them in sports when they were about 3.5 years old, mostly so that I wouldn't kill them. You know, so they would play sports at 3.5 years old. So because the universe has a particularly perverse sense of humor, they are the most athletic butch jocks you have ever seen in your entire life, okay? And we are the highlight of my and my partner's days, like Wordle. You know what I mean? Like how many did it take you? 3. Oh, Russia! You know? Like, we are fucking nerds, you know what I mean? I've never been to a big 5 before I gave birth to these dudes, you know? And so, like, you know, we would take them to the games and everything, you know, we're always there. And the thing is, we were secretly always praying for them to lose. The thing that you will come to realize rather quickly is the longer they win, the longer the fucking season lasts. So, you know, you got your quarters, you got your semis, you got your finals. And if you win the finals, you know what happens? You have to take a rabid group of 10-year-olds to fucking Vegas. You know what I mean? I would fucking rather blow Mitch McConnell than go to Vegas. 10-year-olds again. And, you know, we're like walking down the street and there's all these like strippers passing out like naked postcards. And you're like, you know they're going to be jacking off to those later, you know? And then, you know, my partner and I are like, listen, it's really bad to objectify women. Please don't do that. We're lesbians. It looks really bad, you know? So, you know, and then what also started happening, I mean, I'm not joking. My son was like nationally ranked in lacrosse when he was in middle school. Like, they were very, very good at sports. And what would start to happen is that, like, the other players would begin shit-talking our kids. You know, they would put them down, and then their parents would do it too, like the opposing team's parents. I cannot tell you how many times I went through that. And you would hear shit like, oh, I want to see that kid's birth certificate, you know? Because I know you're gonna find it really hard to believe my kids are big, you know? But they're big and fast. That's the difference. Okay? I'm big and feeble. So, you know, but what I finally came to realize is that's a compliment, because it means they're scared of your kids. And with my kids, rightfully so. And, you know, this is a little confession I'm going to make. It is like, no kidding, the best orgasm you have had in your entire life, and a shot of heroin to your brain when your kid takes out the shit talker on the field. Oh my God. And like the most fucked up part about that whole thing is the difference between what was on my face and what I was thinking in my head. Because on my face, I was like, oh no, Tyler, I hope he's not hurt. And they're not moving on the field, you know? And I'm like, oh, buddy, shake it off, shake it off. Let the coach know if you get dizzy. And in my head, I'm like, you fucked around and you found out, didn't you? I mean, that is like just delicious. It's delicious. I am a bad person, okay? Just gonna tell you that right now. I am a horrible human being. So, you know, like, I don't know, like, if you guys have noticed what's been going on lately, but a lot of politicians have been coming after gay parents, and they have accused us of being groomers. Like, we are grooming our children for sex. Now, some of you have seen my boys, but most of you haven't. But if you had, you would know they had never been groomed a day in their life. My kids leave the house looking like Steve Bannon with maybe one less shirt. also another confession. I'm like, come at me, bro. I can handle a Twitter beef. There will be blood. It will not be mine, you know? But like the thing is, like, it's kind of losing some of its fun when you realize how pathetically stupid these guys are. You know, it's like, no, sir, misogynist is not spelled with a J. Sound it out with me. Misogynist, you know? And like, these are people who do not know the difference between which and which. Like, you know, like there's different spellings. Like, which high school did you clearly drop out of? Yeah, you call me out. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is a cunt! The slums of Hancock Park. We are not in the fancy section. We are not next door to Shonda Rhimes. We are more of a Rouse family in a Gelson's neighborhood. If that makes sense, you know. But because of our locale, my children had a lot of interaction with the offspring of celebrities. And that was fine. Celebrities are self-absorbed assholes, and so am I, clearly. So I got along with these people. All of that went out the window when my son started playing football with the son of Christopher Maloney. Now, some of you know who he is, and some of you may not. I'll give you a hint. In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. Christopher Maloney plays Sergeant Elliot Stabler on Law and Order SVU. He's like the daddy of all daddies, right? So you know, like my son, you know, and I lost my mind. And I couldn't figure out, like, I am a lesbian. That's what I kept telling myself. You are a lesbian. What is the problem? It just turned out that I was powerless against that man's ass. And it's like two perfect Maloney's just nestled in his package. Darling boy, you know, curly ringlets, blonde, comes up to me, he's like, Mama, you want to meet the guy from your program? The program, you watch the program all the time. You want to meet him? Oh my goddamn Tadashi. Do not bring Sergeant Elliot Stabler over here. There's orange slices and Gatorade, I'm leaving. You know, because, and it occurred to me, like, why I was flipping out so much. I mean, I was like shaking, you know, it's so weird. And I realized that if I ever met that man face to face, he would very easily be able to suss out all of the perverted fantasies I had, my secret non-lesbian percentage of my brain with Christopher Maloney, and I would end up like a perp on SVU. I wish. No. That did not happen. So my boys are wrapping up their summer. They're home for the summer. You know, and I have been doing their laundry just like I dreamed of when I was a little girl. But, like, the thing of it is, I've been finding all of this, like, random girls' clothing in my son's laundry. I did mention that my partner and I have been together for 28 years, so we are not thong lesbians. If I find a thong, it is not from one of us, you know? We are more fanny panty kind of lesbians. So, like, I'm getting, you know, I don't know if he's a serial killer or a player, but I am tired of doing these bitches' clothing, you know? Doing their laundry, I'm sorry. And then, like, the other thing is every freaking afternoon around 2 o'clock, I get the same question. Mom, what's for dinner? Mom, what's for dinner? I'm like, you have a fucking car and an ATM card. Why am I still responsible for this? You're 20 years old, you know? If I wanted some dude on my ass about making dinner every night, I would have been a heterosexual, you know? Where is my lesbian privilege? Where is it? I don't know, you know? And so, you know, they got really excited too when the new had to see it in the IMAX, and we had to see it when it first came out. Maybe it's because I'm gay, not too impressed, okay? To me, it seemed like a 2-hour Tom Cruise Cialis commercial. Ask L. Ron Hubbard if Cialis might be right for you. Thank you for getting that joke. And like, do you remember the original love interest was Kelly McGillis, right? Super beautiful actress, tall drink of water. Couple fun facts. Kelly McGillis is 5'10" tall. Tom Cruise is 5' Frodo Baggins. I don't know who carried around the stepladder during the filming of that movie, but somebody did. And the second fact is that Kelly McGillis is now a lesbian. She's on my team. So, I was thinking, like, wouldn't it have been more compelling if they had just kept Kelly McGillis in the movie? And Tom Cruise could be like ambling around, looking for her, and he would find her underneath her Subaru repairing it. and then Kelly McGillis would just emerge like a lesbian grease monkey. Interestingly enough, lesbian grease monkey is my favorite Pornhub category. It's kind of narrow, not a lot of clicks, but self-care is so important. Anyway, like a lesbian grease monkey, she emerges, and they lock eyes, and he decides to finally come out of the closet. Some people may know about that rumor. And then he and whatever's left of Val Kilmer just ride off into the sunset. And then it would lead to the obvious sequel, which is, Tom Cruise's Top Bottom. Oh my gosh. Oh. Anyway, like there's some other things I've noticed that there are things that one like only hears in Los Angeles, One of them is, somebody actually said this to me, I manifested that parking space. You did? Is your vision board just filled with like convenient parking? Is that it? It's like time to level up, dude, The other one that is like my favorite, and if I offend people, you're probably never gonna see me again, so like somebody said this to my face and they were serious, and thank God she's not here, but she said, I am an empath. Like, are you really Fancy Nancy? It's always the people that are like not so empathetic, that, say those kinds of things. And, that just like seriously drives me crazy. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave you with this. You may not be able to tell it by looking at me, but I am a lady who has had 2 dicks in her at the same time. It's true. Don't assume, okay? Now, it was for 9 months.